beef bacon and perfectly sliced beef bacon. Explore the rich taste of smoked beef and tender roast beef. Treat yourself to our juicy jumbo chicken hot dogs and beef hot dogs. Top it all off with the delicate flavors of smoked turkey breast and our premium whole turkey, all halal certified for your trust. Delivered to you by Chill Foods, Premium Deli and Meats, excellence in every bite.
The power to shatter the strongest. Conquer the indestructible with Ronex's collection of angle grinders.
At Extra Foods, we care for you. That's why we always have the widest variety, the best prices, spacious aisles of total convenience, plus clean, safe surroundings. Let us care for you. Extra Foods, always extra for less.
Mitsu Air Limited, authorized Mitsubishi air conditioning dealer. No need to replace your air conditioning units ever so often. Split units, cassette, ductable, CTVIF systems and much more. Mitsubishi Electric has long been powering industries and providing solutions for healthy living. Mitsu Air Limited boasts the industry's first 10-year warranty on all parts and labor. Inverter units are also available. Don't hear it, just feel it. Mitsu Air Limited, 246 Eastern Main Road, Barataria. Give us a call at 674-4000 or 675-4000 or email us at mitsu.limited@gmail.com.
Assalamu alaikum and good night and welcome to an edition of Breaking Barriers. I am Nazim Ishmael, your co-host.
And I'm Richard
The
Jagisa.
real host is Attorney at Law, Mr. Richard Jagisa.
Good night, everyone. Assalamu alaikum to all. And I am Richard Jagisa, your co-host.
Let me hear you say that one more time.
Assalamu alaikum.
You see that? Man, have it coke. All right. First, again, good night to everyone. I would like to first, a lot of people call in and asking about the condition of Brother Inchan. So I like just give you a fast idea what is taking place. He's resting comfortably. I could safely tell you that. We were now upstairs there. And I would like to thank everyone for their concerns and especially those who donated chits for the blood that he needed. It was fantastic. It was much appreciated, and I'm sure what we have we will work with, and in the event of, I don't think we might need any more, so we will work with what we have, and we still want you to make duas and keep them in your mind when you're you're doing your daily prayers. On another note, we had last week, I don't know if Richard mentioned it, but we had some deaths, some persons who directly involved with us. We had Moody's mom, Rosina Joyce Ali from Arangwes. She died on Saturday night. Her funeral was Sunday. We had Uncle Caliph. His father died. The funeral was on Thursday. And then we had a friend of ours, Amar Mukdar, who was burned on Tuesday. And sorry again, we had Chambers, the cook who just gave all them fancy dishes for iftar. His mom died. So again, condolences to each and every one from the IBN crew and everyone else who concerned with them. So we'll just like to, Richard, I'll pass on to you if you want to add anything before we get cracking.
Well, just condolences to the family on behalf of, as you said, the IBN crew and, of course, the Breaking Barriers team. We have a packed audience today, only the whole studio full. You know, it had the good looking, the old, the not so good looking. We just...
Very good, Richard. Just you're going and you climb a tree there and you get cut down one time.
It is what it is. So we have a packed show as usual. What do you want to open with tonight?
I want to open with a pothole. Guys, we could put up the one with the pothole. Now, this is in Mount Hope. Now, on a morning, Mount Hope is cramped for space, parking.
Right. Yeah.
Now, this is a green space that they have actually doing nothing. Nothing. And watch the condition of this. You see it have a parking area. Guys, just come back a little bit and hold it. Right. You see where cars park up on the top of your screen? Now, to the bottom of your screen, there is also a paved area. So we have this in-between parking area here that is just there doing nothing. So why they don't just, extend the parking area? When you go on a morning there, you cannot get parking. It's frustrating. So whosoever concerned with the Mount Hope Hospital, all you just see if you could fix this and give the, watch, you will see this guy sick. Watch here, watch. Watch the hole. Watch that.
He's swimming.
He's stuck in that hole. I was there when he got into difficulties. So it shows how bad it is. Even though God, for the time being, put some material, make it a little easy for drivers. But it seems as the bourgeois and them in Mount Hope do park on this side. They are preferred parking on the other side. And probably nobody do really ain't concerned about the sick who looking to come and get a little park.
Or the visitors, the family and friends.
So Mount Hope, see if you can rectify this, please. All right. On a next note, this one won't be a video. I just want to talk about certain things that happened during the past, I would say, 48 hours. With the guy from the regiment who was sent on leave, and then it was rescinded and they took him back. Remember that?
Yes, yeah, go ahead.
Over 600 days, they sent him on leave, and they gave a guy, I think, by the name of Edwards. All right, don't hold me to ransom if it's the wrong name, Edwards. But the PNM is making a big stink out of this and want to know who sent the people on leave and why it was rescinded, I think. All your reporters, all you do all your work there. All you just want mischief. Find out who is the person who sent them on leave. Let the reporters do their work. Don't come on radio and TV and make one set a noise and you're saying exactly who sent the person on leave, why it was rescinded, and the thing I work get me real vex. They want to know how the fellow who got the acting position, they say he came 13th on the list. So they want to know how he got the acting position. So Penny, I will change your name tonight. Tonight I will call you Sense. Because here what happened. You say he came 13th and why he got the position, right? What did Earla place on the interview list? And she became commissioner of police.
Under the PNM.
Not 16th. It's 16th, I think she came on the list. and she was appointed Commissioner of Police. So explain that for me, please. Explain that for me, please. Yes, guy, we'll take that just now. Penny, will you explain that for me before all you come and ask questions? Let me know how you were in the cabinet. You, Marvin Gonzalez, and all these set of motors who blah blah in right now. Let me hear how Erla got the position in the PNM when she came 16th and she got the position here, right? Now we have a next video here with Porto. Let me see if I can remember which one is that. But for those of you who normally goes to the Sealots filling station behind the Wassa sewer plant or the Bitam there, this is the road to the filling plant at Sealots. This is crazy. If you see the condition at this road, and this has been so for years, for years, because I remember it had a next road you could pass, and this is the one, this is a secondary road close to, it's like a Y. This road is unbearable. I don't know how these gas trucks, I could imagine them gas tank you're passing through there and how clatang, you're coming out the road. It's ridiculous. Oh God, will only fix it now. Only waiting for UNC to fix that too. Yeah, because they're there for years. So everything UNC had to fix. PNM, what they were doing? What were they doing in over 9 years? And I will stick with them for a little while too.
Mm-hmm.
Medical supplies. You know, when you're on TV, people just recognize you when you're outside and thing. I don't know if that has happened to you.
Not at all.
But it's happened to me. You know, people say, hey boy, I see you on TV, but you're better looking on when I see you than on TV. I say, well, what trouble is this, boy?
You were sleeping on the couch again, Go ahead.
So, at Mount Hope, they stop me and say, yeah, highlight what's going on in Mount Hope. I say, what happened now? Mm-hmm. It have no intravenous needles. No cotton. No, you know, the gadget that is used for catheters. Mm-hmm. They don't have that. Important things like that, which that could be stored and you don't have to worry about expiry date. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So you telling me this Terrence, what Terrence was doing in the Ministry of Health plus
dancing.
Davlin Thomas.
Dancing.
I think he was the CEO for Mount Hope. What were they really doing?
I think he still is.
Still there? He gave up, he resigned? Well, somehow it looked like you had to force him to resign because he not functioning. Madam Prime Minister, you say, I don't like the statement you use, this bosshead thing. I ain't like that statement, right? You know, it had children that's listening and they might want to boss somebody's head too.
Just not get into that just now,
right.
You go ahead.
I will safely say here what you do. They're not performing. I will say it in plain language. I will fire you. I will get rid of you. I will discard you. I will finish your political career. You know, things like that? Mm-hmm. Everybody understand that. So you have to be firm with them. So Mount Hope, whosoever responsible for sourcing these things, come now, man.
Well, you raise an interesting point, you know. You raise an interesting point. Because it is not only the CEO of Mount Hope, but who was the supplier? Because remember, these things have to have, there's an ongoing supply chain. It can be because the government call election 28th type. The 29th April, it have no needle.
Exactly.
It had to have continuing. It ought to have, in fact, until at the very least after the next budget.
Exactly my point.
Good. So who was responsible for supplying the hospital? Who was responsible for making sure the supply chain was kept and maintained? And who was responsible for ensuring that we get value for money? Or is it that the CEO has lost all control over the management of Mount Hope, and I don't know, somebody take a needle and put it in the pocket and going home.
It looks so.
Or they never get enough needle, in which case we have to look into the supplier and launch an investigation. We have to look into the supplier and see who get the contract. We have to look into the supplier and see how much needles they really bring into the country. The supplier for those items that you called is very important, and we have to look at whether or not there's anything strange with that contract to supply those things, those needles, those catheters, and so on.
Yeah, because you must have a stores personnel at Mount Hope. They will know, and they must know what is in demand that the hospital use.
Right.
So you have to have overstock on that. Must.
Must, yeah.
You must have in Mount Hope, if someone call, let me say in Grandy, that's your main big hospital there.
Yeah.
And they need, you must just, write out something and transfer in fast time. Look like, for instance, San Fernando General Hospital, from one to the next now. The 2 machines that are used for patients with kidney stones, they're down. That is the information I get today, that they're down, and they're waiting on parts. So you telling me these machines, so important, you cannot air freight these parts and rectify this? At the end of the day, I don't know if it's an orchestrated attempt. I don't think doctors is the ordering. I doubt very much.
No, not in public hospitals.
But when they do have these things at the public hospital, which a lot of people contribute health surcharge, so they expect to go and get a service. And a lot of people now have to go private and pay in through their nose.
And you ever see the bill from a private hospital?
Oh,
down to the cotton ball is charged for,
Don't talk that. I had my episode.
Tape, they're charging you for the 2 strip,
Every single thing. I had an episode, and I could tell you, people who do have money and you're going in the hospital, go and make arrangement one time. Because I don't understand what's going on in this country where the health sector is concerned. I think somebody should, that is where a forensic should be made to find out where all the money went to the Ministry of Health.
That is where we're getting at.
That is what you had to do.
Especially that COVID money, especially what did the government do with those grants and so on, and they draw down from the HSF so many times during COVID.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we have to look into that.
No accountability whatsoever. And now these misfits who calling themselves opposition, they have all the answers right now.
Yeah.
All the answers to everything. But when they're in government, they're afraid, Rowley. None of them couldn't open their mouth.
Yeah.
All of them get back their voice.
Yeah, here they call in Penny an ENT specialist because everybody find their voice.
You understand? But I'm going to change the name, say sense from today.
It's sense.
When I refer to the opposition leader, I will no longer say Penny. I'll be saying sense now. All right, Richard, let me hear what on in your agenda.
Well, as you tackle the opposition, let me go straight into it. There was a meeting held where, boy, guys, it's the third picture on the agenda. This has photo as the title. A public meeting hosted by the political leader of the PNM. Guys, you can bring it up. I think it's Pleasantville Community Center. Was the walkabout before the meeting or after? Before. So, guys, it's the third image. Let's get it up. So, PNM's political leader, here what I'm saying, I have to be very careful. The political leader of the PNM held a public meeting in Pleasantville. Before the meeting started, the third image, you didn't see how Ian Allen rough up he staff, like them looking for it too. The third one, guys, the one before this one. They're plenty better, eh? The third image. The one just before that one you showed. Yeah? Oh, he wants one of the... Yeah. Right, you have it saved as photo, 2025. There we go. Good, let's get into it. So the political leader of the PNM had a walkabout in Pleasantville and then a public meeting. When she walk about, she tell people come down to the public meeting. Right, look at the speakers. But me seeing Stuart there.
Yes.
So you hear what I say, the political leader of the PNM hosted a meeting, but half the PNM absent. Stuart Young and his faction not present. Stuart Young, who was just the prime minister under the PNM, the favorite, the one to watch,
The blue-eye boy.
the shiny boy of the PNM, he gone now. Yes, seen him at all. I hear he sent a resignation letter and Penny says she's not accepting it. She gets it, go look bad, you go by election. I hear all kind of old talk in the PNM. Watch me. The political leader doing something and half the PNM doing the next thing. So it has split in the PNM, right? You're looking at our next Carlots and Philip, it looked like. So watch me. So the political leader of the PNM had a big walkabout in Pleasantville. She walk, what they call it, the Red Army. One of the Dead Army. It walk around Pleasantville and they tell people come to the meeting. Go to the next photo now, the one you just had up. Let me see how much people come in the meeting. Huh? Let me see how much people. They pass with mic and all kind of thing. Next photo, guys. For replace her with Ian Allen stuff.
Not this one. Not this one.
All kind of thing.
The first one you put up before.
Okay, but look at the correct. There we go. How much people have in this meeting, boy?
Yeah.
How much people? The whole front. Well, the front row will be, specially invited guests and so on. Yeah. From that, go back. I count heads. I
find they should have given a wider shot so we don't know what's going on.
Look, you say there. I count heads. Maybe 100,
We had to show them. Do you have any picture of the UNC one? Let me show them how.
Just I have plenty more than picture with the UNC one, but we'll get to that. So what is really going on here, boy? So the PNM, I don't know. Well, who's really controlling the PNM? Is it Stuart Young, Foster, and them? Because you notice Foster wasn't there in the meeting. No, he wasn't in the flyer, I said. He wasn't in the flyer, but he attended the meeting late. He stand up in the back. But Stuart wasn't there at all. Stuart wasn't there at all and was not speaker.
You know what caused that?
What caused that?
They can't boss no CPEP workers. So if you can't threaten CPEP workers and give them transport to come, how you gonna have a big crowd?
Right. And I struggling and listening to I just like to be fair and reasonable. And I looking at the meeting and I listening to the speakers in every political meeting, and I struggling to understand the points they're making. I struggling to understand what is the purpose. What is their agenda? What is their message? I'm struggling. I am tempted to conclude the PNM has no vision. The PNM has no path. The PNM has no care for where they're heading. I listen to Penny, and boy, I'm feeling sorry for she. I'm feeling sorry for she. She reading she whole speech, right? Which let me not say what I want to say. She reading she whole speech. You call her sense, I call her nonsense. I don't know, boy. The PNM going down. And you need a good viable opposition, to keep everybody in check. You never know, you might get good ideas. Last week or the week before, I said nothing is wrong with the PNM holding public consultations for Stand Your Ground or any other bill. None of them take the hint. Nobody having consultations. Nobody.
No, well, what they will do, they wouldn't participate in the Stand Your Ground and the public meetings but when they get the support of the people, and it goes to Parliament now, that is where they will run. The voice does get big. Yeah.
Well, when you say support of the people, look, one of the MPs said, I close to the door, man. It had backbench. Yeah. He closed to the door. He almost, two maxi again and you lost his seat. Anyway, two busload of people in a polling station and he would have lost his seat. Anyway, he said, well, he go in and oppose Stand Your Ground. Well, boss man, if you look at your constituency logistics, your constituency have crime too,
Right.
In fact, you're third highest ranking for crime. Why? Did you have consultation? Did you meet with your people? You just ups and say you going against? So the PNM, this does not make sense to me as a viable opposition, as a viable party. Right now, they're not even a parlor group. They're not even operating with sense, right? And you have this split, of course, taking place with Stuart on one faction and Penny on another. So
I listen to the meeting. Let me cut you here and ask you a question. You think the people now realize that they made a mistake by voting or not challenging Penny for the leader of the opposition, and if Stuart had it?
If the people realizing they made a mistake. I think they're very content. I think they're very content with the selection because let's be honest, the PNM has long lost its vision and its base and its support. I mean, for 100,000 people to just decide I'm not going to support my party. I mean, that's an indication that they've lost hold of what they once stood for.
The core supporters.
Yeah, and I think the writing is on the wall for the PNM. I listened to some of the speeches given, and I heard this guy, the DJ guy,
Beans.
Right? He and all, you just remember names. He and all read from a tablet or a laptop or something. He could have just email it to everybody in the meeting. He could have just sent it. We reading for man. Oh God, come now, man. But you don't talk. And I hardly ever heard. I think one contribution in Parliament, because them boys and them on that close to the door, them don't really. Them just here by default, default of penny. But them really no point. And after him, I heard Faris. I heard the great weightlifter. The great bodybuilder, Faris Al-Rawi.
Fourth in line.
Prophet
Muhammad, that is what he said, fourth in line.
So he said, here we say, first of all, before I start, anybody close with Faris, or they could give the man some prune juice, or they could give the man some, what's the next thing? A cleaner.
Some cine.
I don't know. Seymour sending his work for that?
Cine and salt. You can't get better work than that.
Because I find he was shouting, he was speaking in a kind of a way, I don't know if it was chest pain, I don't know if it was...
Wait, I know what you want to say, he might be constipated.
It looks so... Or you have heartbreak because first time in his life, he in a position where money can solve his problems, he don't want no power, he don't want no rank, I don't know. But the man seemed very heartbroken. Something in his core is misplaced. The man talking. And the man talking a pack of nonsense. A pack of nonsense. The man is a lawyer too, He talking nonsense. Man was attorney general,
The man is SC.
Nonsense.
And he get SC?
He says, I want to see if I have the video, He says... Guys, we have Al-Rawi CPEP. He says, you can just glance it over the screen while I'm talking. He says that they were entitled, there we go. Yeah, you just have it over the screen, I'll talk about it. They were entitled to renew contracts. Because there's a 2017, you can pause it there. There's a 2017 cabinet minute, which allows them to, well, he says, do what they did. You come back to me very quickly. What did they do? They had contractor X, whose contract was set to expire not this year, not next year, in 2027. And what they did was the month before election, they break the contract and they instead give him they renewed his contract from 2025 for 3 years, for 6 years in some instances, up to 2029 they went.
Just before the next election.
Just before the last election.
No, but and just before the 2030 election. So
right, and it would have ended before. Yes, that's correct. Yeah, all things being equal, 5-year election term. Yes, that's correct. So that is what they did. They broke people's existing contract and renewed contracts before the time of expiration, long before the time of expiration, for a period exceeding that of 3 years. Right? Good. Go ahead and play the video now. We can play it with audio. From the beginning.
CEO Keith Eddy sent to new chairman Dane Maharaj yesterday.
You can start it over from the beginning.
In the letter that CPEP CEO Keith Eddy sent to new chairman Dane Maharaj yesterday, he referenced the contentious 2017 cabinet note and said the note at the time was an unprecedented move to impose restrictions on CPEP. Those restrictions, he said, were to bring down the maximum number of CPEP teams per contractor, to suspend or terminate non-compliant contractors, and to also terminate month-to-month contracts as deemed appropriate. The CEO told the chairman that the 2017 note, therefore, does not provide any blanket authorization for CPEP to renew all contracts and serves as a one-off directive. Now remember, Faris Al-Rawi and former chairman Joel Edwards say the 2017 cabinet note lets the board manage contracts without new cabinet approval. However, CNC3 News attained a copy of the actual cabinet note, and while CEO Keith Eddy does reference paragraphs A, B and C in his letter to Maharaj, it seems as if...
There we go. No, right. Get me back to the board note.
Right.
There we go. Where is it? Where is it? No, I think... Okay, go ahead. You can play it.
In his letter to Maharaj, it seems as if he did not include
It's on
paragraph
the next
D.
page, and there, yeah, stop it there, stop it there. So this is from the cabinet minute, and it says new contractors. New contractors can be introduced in the context of the need to maintain the efficiency of CPEP and its primary aim of environmental protection and enhancement as deemed appropriate. New contractors. Uncle Nazim, if you have a contract,
Right.
are you a new contractor?
I'm an old contractor.
So come back to me now. So what the hell chauvinist bodybuilder are we talking about?
Where he did this law?
He talking about first of all, the PNM and their contractor friend brought a claim for this whole CPEP fiasco with their brilliant team of lawyers there. Brilliant. Karima Sellers instructing, and Larry Lala, tight tongue a little bit. Larry Lala, SC, brilliant lawyers, file a case, and before 24 hours had to withdraw it because the contractor don't exist.
Right.
They bring a next case with an injunction. So they file all of the paperwork for the injunction. And I don't know if this board minute was included or not included, but it obviously is not relevant. So they bring the case, and now it gets tossed out by Justice Margaret Mohammed. And not only that, but she sent the paperwork to the DPP office. So that is the definition of chicken Japanese. You're living in glass house and you're going on chicken thing, but they go come back to you. But anyway, so DPP had the file. We'll get to that in a minute. DPP had the file on Faris, and Faris going now on political platform to defend himself. But Faris, you needed in court. You needed by the DPP, right? You needed in court, and you needed to answer. The DPP had your file, right? You go on in Pleasantville. You go on in Pleasantville to talk about the case. You go on in Pleasantville to beat your chest and say you was allowed to do that and so on. But Faris, the document you trying to say allowed CPEP to do this don't apply to what you did. It does not apply. So, first of all, I don't know if your brilliant lawyers put it before the court or didn't put it before the court. Even if they did, I don't think it's relevant. It speaks to new contractors. Uncle Nazim, if you was a contractor and you had a contract up to 2027, you're a new contractor.
No.
Right?
You're already on the system.
Right. And what they did, they break the contract and they renew it.
For a longer period.
So it's serious. And if you read the rest of the clause, the rest of the minute, it speaks to continuing its aim for environmental protection and so on. I don't know how breaking a contract and then giving back the same contractor a contract all the way to 2029 has anything to do with that. But here the best. Even if all of those arguments fail, what about the contractor who don't exist? What about the contractor whose contract you extend, who does not pay taxes, who does not pay company registry,
NIS and
those
charges,
those because they don't exist. So how he was paying those things? So in those circumstances, there is serious malfeasance, there is serious malpractice there. That is political malpractice. So how you vex you and by the DPP is your business, brother man. But you see this ghost yang thing, see this goose gang thing that them doing, then they're gonna get catch, right? I don't know how an instructing lawyer didn't check to see who if the company exists or not before you file it. But anyway, you're gone and you rush to court and you get the case tossed out, right? 2 cases, they 0 for 2, and I don't know, you had to say they get negative points and all because not only they get struck out of court, the judge sent them DPP.
So that answer there, no?
Relics for them PNM, you know.
So Anand must be laughing at them, boy.
Me I don't be laughing, but I know they owing them some money because they had to pay cost.
But in that instance, the contractor who brought the case forward, or maybe influenced by the PNM, will have to pay.
That is correct. Yes, the cost orders are made against parties to a claim. But let's continue with Faris. So for those of you who do not know, for those of you who living on a rock, or maybe some PNM people who insist that this is all madness, CPEP contractors whose contract were renewed just before the election, those contracts were questioned and reviewed by the Attorney General office. And some serious questions, some events unfolded by the CEO and the chairman of the board, and certain facts came to light about the then minister, Faris Al-Rawi, instructing renewals or break and new, whatever you want to call it. And that whole fiasco has been unfolding in the political landscape of this country. And most recently, a judge has sent Faris Al-Rawi's involvement in this fiasco to the DPP for his attention and action if necessary. And in the whole fiasco, Kamala Prasad said that we should not be a country of grass cutters. We should be a country that aspires to greatness. And why is it that the 1%, the rich and powerful of this country, why their children don't become grass cutters? Faris' response to that was he wants his children to be CPEP workers. He okay with that? Guys, the second photo, Al-Rawi.
He said that?
Yeah, he said something to that effect, and well, this is the new CPEP gang.
What? Well,
this is the new CPEP hot gang on the street.
They're well armed.
Well,
I wonder how much grass they cut in with that.
That is the new waka.
They shoot in the grass?
That is they are the huntsman and huntswoman of CPEP. They call them the elite task force. Yeah, because Faris say he okay with his children cutting grass. But I don't know if his children in the country or not. But ladies and gentlemen, it has some grass by my house. Come and cut it quick,
Richard,
swift.
If Faris said that, I did hear when that part, right? But if he said it and that is true, Faris, you lie. Faris, you lie. And all them people, all them supporters who listen to Faris and want to believe that, Faris, you lie. You don't want none of your children to be cutting grass. You don't want your children to be sweeping your yard outside your compound. You paying people for that. So don't try that. Millionaires by cutting grass. All right, they're checking it by each leaf. Now, the thing about it, you see this thing where people complaining that no CPEP and grass growing in front of the house? Mm-hmm. Boy, let the grass grow, all you leave it and wait for CPEP. I want the grass to cover all your fence. In front by me, I run CPEP. I just cut in front by me, you know, they have a piece about.
You mean you run them, you tell them, dude. Don't say you run, then you go, I don't say you're a CPEP contractor, you now say you go run CPEP.
No, I tell them, I say, here, what's going on? I just cut in front by me.
Right, that is what you mean.
I just cut in front of me. All you do cut it. I say, it wasn't even high. I say, all you do cut it. I just cut in front by me. As a matter of fact, all you just come conveniently and want to cut. Well, the next thing is corporation. I should hit the corporation for some licks.
You commented that just now,
right.
Yeah?
So I go start the ball rolling.
Hit him.
Corporation workers come in my area. Well, I leave in the morning. I only hear, you know how them hoes make noise in the road and cutlass? That is all I hear. Cutlass and hoe in the road. And two persons in a car sit down a little distance from them. I believe that is the supervisor or the checker or somebody. And about 4 or 5 workers, concrete, man. They're digging up the road instead. They're digging up the pitch. I watch good. I see them for a couple of days, yes. I say, Lord have mercy. I would never blame the workers. You see, supervision, they have no proper supervision. The work these people do in 1 week, I, with my 42 years old, would have do that in 1 day. In 1 day, I would have do that whole thing. Them take 5 days. 4 or 5 persons. And they finishing by 10 o'clock and going. If so late, because that is leave. They finishing and they going. So you see, supervision is the problem we have. Nobody is being held accountable. And that point she raised with corporation workers, if they're not working, I don't like to see people lose their work. Honestly, I wouldn't like nobody to not have a fair day's work. But you're doing a fair day's work, do it. You will get a fair day's pay.
I agree.
So corporation workers, all you get a warning. If all you want to keep all your work, all you just come and do the people work, now, man. All you don't have to come in front by me. I could guarantee you that. And almost everybody where I live, just cut in front of the house. You know where this happens? In the road, you know, sometimes where they make the little slipper drain. And where the road is, you just get a few little grass
Patches.
sprouting out there. So that what they just come and do.
And chip it with the cutlass.
And dig it out with the hoe. And sometimes you're watching a nice little movie and you're getting clat and clang hard in front of your house. You know how, I want to call my area, because you know how things running now.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Hey,
we could go straight, you know. We have plenty to talk about, you know.
Well,
and then I go say after 9:30.
Well, Justin, you ready for your first break? Justin?
Let's do it.
Let's do it, man. That's what we're talking about.
Right. When we come back, we go hit hard.
Introducing the finest selection from premium deli and meats. Savor the bold flavors of beef salami, beef pepperoni, and chicken ham. Indulge in our diced beef bacon and perfectly sliced beef bacon. Explore the rich taste of smoked beef and tender roast beef. Treat yourself to our juicy jumbo chicken hot dogs and beef hot dogs. Top it all off with the delicate flavors of smoked turkey breast and our premium whole turkey, all halal certified for your trust. Delivered to you by Chill Foods, premium deli and meats, excellence in every bite.
The power. To shatter the strongest. Conquer the indestructible with Ronex's collection of angle grinders.
Chic Leisure Limited, making life easier. Our renowned great tasting vermicelli comes pre-cut in regular and parch, packaged to make preparation simple. Attention all doubles vendors and roti makers, try our high quality pre-sifted bromate free all-purpose and whole wheat flour, low price and conveniently packaged. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Chic Leisure Limited, Warrenville, Conopia. Chic Leisure Limited, quality you can trust.
At Extra Foods, we care for you. That's why we always have the widest varieties, the best prices, spacious aisles of total convenience, plus clean, safe surroundings. Let us care for you. Extra Foods, always extra for less.
Mitsu Air Limited, authorized Mitsubishi air conditioning dealer. No need to replace your air conditioning units ever so often. Split units, cassette, ductable, CTVIF systems, and much more. Mitsubishi Electric has long been powering industries and providing solutions for healthy living. Mitsu Air Limited boasts the industry's first 10-year warranty on all parts and labor. Inverter units are also available. Don't hear it, just feel it. Mitsu Air Limited, 246 Eastern Main Road, Barataria. Give us a call at 674-4000 or 675-4000 or email us at mitsu.limited@gmail.com.
Yeah, welcome back, folks. It was remiss of me not to mention or give condolences to little Joshua. I think it's Joshua is his name, who died recently at the San Fernando General Hospital. It is indeed very sad.
Tragic, yeah.
For you to watch your six-year-old child, just disintegrate right in front of you. So condolences to the family from us at IBN, and let's hope everything come out in the investigation, and where the chips fall, everybody take responsibility for it.
Yeah, I think, I know the minister said he's waiting for a full report and he will deal with it personally. So I look forward to that resolution because it's very important. It's very important not only to hold government ministers and those elected responsible for their actions, but those that we rely on for public health. Right. Nurses, doctors, and so on.
And while we on this 6-year-old child, Guy, we have a picture with a little child.
Yeah, you have it here.
While we on this part with children, watch at this picture, viewers. This is what is happening in Gaza. Watch at this child when the child was a baby, and watch what they did to this child now. You tell me if we have these people in authority, if they have any heart. And I heard the President, Donald Trump, talk about Putin bomber area in Ukraine, and a child was killed. And he's so concerned about a child was killed. And he's supporting genocide in Palestine. So a child being killed in Ukraine is so devastating. But thousands of children are being killed in Gaza, starved to death. And this man still supporting they don't want the ceasefire. America is the only place that not supporting the ceasefire of all the nations. And these are not human beings we have running big countries like United States, boy. That is not human being. Something wrong with this man. So again, let's make our duas for the people from Palestine. Too much children and women losing their lives. This have to come to an end. And it definitely will, because they're bombing Gaza now. While the different countries supporting the ceasefire, and they will support the state of Palestine, is now Israel throwing more bomb in Gaza. So they want Gaza at all costs, telling the people they could go to Sudan. So why the Israelites say go to Sudan? Or go where people, nobody want them. So that is the situation in Gaza. Very sad, and I hope things come to an end soon. I just can't watch the channel again. It's heartbreaking to watch these little children. All right, who you gonna mash up now?
When you say that kind of thing, it put me in a depressing mood, boy.
Oh boy, that has hurt me, boy. Little children, boy.
Yeah, I understand. But let me press on. Guys, the first one, 200 leases. While you get it up, just have it queued up and let me know when it's ready. Now we quick. Oh,
Justin cooking with gas.
Yeah, we just need to wake up a little bit. So hey, we just joking, eh? No, don't cut the current thing on me. All right, so it's been 22 long years since PNM, then PNM, its former incarnation, closed down yet another sector of our foreign exchange industry, a sector of our society, a sector of our livelihood, our bloodline, being currently 1975 Limited. And the workers, the indentured laborers, I mean, we don't have to go through the entire history. Indentured laborers, offspring, became the workers, the employees of Caroni. And when Caroni closed down, they didn't have money to give their employees any severance package. So they created the VSEP package, which is land to compensate the employee, the worker, for the money that they would have gotten had the company been a profitable company at the time and been able to give money. The land, of course, as everybody knows, 1 lot dwelling and 2 acres agricultural purpose. And for decades, the state, in its various forms and arms of the state, has done everything in its power to take that land properly belonging to the Caroni Limited workers and give it to everybody else in this country, even squatters. The state, through its various arms, by unlawful means, refused to give leases, land tenure documents, to the rightful workers of Caroni Limited. I remember sometimes you're talking to PNM people and they would say, well, we just hoping all the Indian dead, so we don't have to give all the land. You know, I've heard that comment before. In my practice, I have come across hundreds of farmers, and every issue they always have is title to land, land tenure, ownership over land. And I have, over the course of my practice, filed a number of cases before the courts. And I have successfully received declarations by the High Court of this country declaring various farmers to be the owners and lawful occupiers of land. And I have orders against the Commissioner of State Land declaring saying that certain farmers are entitled to land tenure documents. That's where they had us. They had us in court. They had us fighting it down. How many Caroni Limited workers died because it's been so long, and the children have to who living on the land have to come and make applications, and they have to probate, or you have to do letters of administration application, and it's a long, tiring process. Sometimes your money run out or your life run out before you reach the end of the road. Guys, bring up the article. We now have a government for the first time, not only promise to finally distribute those lands, but actually started to do it. This is yesterday. 200 plus Caroni Limited workers, former Caroni Limited workers, received their leases. Finally. You can scroll along very quickly. You can scroll along. And I think this batch, the majority of this batch was from Central, Couva, and just south of Couva. You can go ahead, you can scroll, it's fine. So in a ceremony yesterday, over 200 farmers, well, I have to say workers, we all know them to be farmers because they utilize the land and they pay their land taxes and so on, their leases and so on. They finally got their land, and you can scroll, continue to scroll, and the Prime Minister in her address indicated, and I like this phrase, a lease is a key to 4 doors, and she goes on to identify the 4 doors. I think one is security of tenure, one is access to mortgages and so on, because now that you have title, you could mortgage it, and you could mortgage it, and then you could expand your business, your farming enterprise, and then your children will now want to be part of the profit-making industry. Yeah, you could come back to me now. So we have the farmers, I think, are the lifeblood of our country. The agricultural sector, if we could produce more than we need, we of course could export. Once we export, we get foreign exchange. Obvious. It's easy maths. And we have farmers now getting leases, and Prime Minister is absolutely right. When you get land tenure, it opens a lot of doors. You could mortgage your property, receive money, expand your business. Why business expansion is only for the 1%? Correct. Why business expansion is that's unfair? Now we finally have an avenue, and you have farmers. We have a mentality, we look down on farmers. What about in the US? Them want to be farmers. There's a profitable business. There are all kinds of different farmers, citrus farmers, dairy farmers, all kinds of different farmers in the US. Now that we have this initiative from this government, and the ministers of agriculture, Saddam Hussein and Ravi Ratiram, now that we have this initiative coming to life, we have collaboration from EMBD, LSA, Commission of State Land, and so on. We have initiatives, and we have synergy among those enterprises. We can now see proper investment. We can now see proper investment into the agricultural sector, into the farmers, and I think we're going to see an agricultural growth and boom in this country, and the price in the market will drop.
No, on this land issue, I remember a long time ago. I wonder if you might remember that, Richard, because you are a fairly young person. You're only about 40. Now, remember the lands in Wallerfield? Now, I remember P&M give people land there in Wallerfield to do cattle farming and pigs,
right,
and all these things. Go and see how much pig and cow they have there.
Not one.
A choice zero.
Not
and they
one.
sell out. Who had land?
Yeah.
Sell out.
Yeah.
Because you see, the tendency is land mean work. Them know land is gold.
Yeah.
But to them, land is work. And they do like to work the land.
Yeah.
And that is the problem.
Absolutely
But they
correct.
just watch when other people work in the land, prospering, and want to come and rob them.
Yeah.
That is what has happened. So that is why I totally support stand your ground legislation.
Yeah.
You understand? So let's move on to your next.
Yeah, so I'm glad because, I mean, I've been in court several times over this issue, so I'm glad that it's being solved. Like I said, it's going to be a joint effort among several public authorities, state enterprises, and so on. And I'm glad it's starting the way it's starting, because it tells me that there's already thinking to, you know, when you give out the lots, you have to have the paved road, you have to have the drainage. When you have people moving in, you have to have the TNTech lines, you have to have the water lines, and so on. So when you give out the agricultural aspect of the property, you have to have either wells or running water, you know, and then you have the investment in the hydroponics and all of those things. So I am glad that I'm seeing this conversation happening from the central government, from cabinet, and so on. And I'm excited to see where it goes. I think it will solve a lot of problems in our country. It will definitely solve what was edging to be the high cost of food prices. We hadn't gotten to that point yet. I think we will end up with a surplus in homegrown products and so on, sweet potatoes, tomatoes, pepper especially. Arrows, yeah. I think we will, at some, on a medium or long-term vision, I think we will end up creating so much product, we'll have a surplus and we could export. You know, at least our neighbors, Guyana, Barbados, Grenada, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, and of course, you know, we get foreign exchange that way. So I think it's very important. And I know there's a similar conversation happening with the fisher folk in Cuba. And I think we're also going to be able to export that fish to the European market and get that foreign exchange there as well. So I like it. I like the conversation. Of course, it's something that I want to discuss more about in another, looking at the manifesto, looking at the policies and so on. I want to get into it a bit more. But for tonight, we only have a few minutes before we start to take calls. So let's get to what I have as the last topic.
But before you go to that, you have any feedback or info on the yam seed? How we're going to with the yam seed? How tall the yam get?
Yeah, I understand that the PNM had a meeting to discuss what went on with it. And Stuart asked Rowley, and Penny said, let me call Rowley, and Rowley didn't take the calls. He said he's studying, he goat, and he sheep. Ram. Yeah. They call him, and he say yam? What am I asking about yam for? I can't say that on it. I can't say what I want to say on here.
All right.
Can't say that.
Okay. Hold it back one time.
Yeah. What did yam them calling me for?
All right, brother. I will take that.
Right. So let's get to the last topic, and then we will open lines. So guys, we have two videos. We have two videos left. Monday Night Report this week was in Cuba South, hosted by Barry Padarat, MP for Cuba South. Speaking at that meeting was Jerlyn John, Clyde Ella, and Clyde Ella was the chairman of the meeting.
Alaha, the transport and aviation.
Oh, yeah, no, that's Eli Zakur.
Zakur.
Minister
right.
Zakur, yes.
My mistake.
Yeah, so we heard from them, reported to the country, reported to the party, their supporters and so on, and they reported to the country at large on certain events. And it has long been discussed by many about the corruption in former governments, the mismanagement of public resources, especially entities like Pure. You know, especially certain companies, certain big companies in this country, they have a monopoly on road paving, drainage, construction, and so on. NIDCO is another one, yes. And in 100 days, this government has had enough reports, enough investigation to say enough is enough, and we're going to start to deal with this corruption from our side. And by the way, if in dealing with the corruption, I catch my own people in the corruption, you're out the party. If I catch a minister in corruption or a cabinet colleague in corruption, I'm warning you from now,
right.
I go bust your head. That's what she said. She didn't tell PNM people she go bust their head, you know. She had a meeting with her supporters and told her supporters, if my cabinet, because in 2010, she said in 2010, I'm better than I was in 2010. In 2010, I just fired them. In 2010, anybody gives you trouble, she fired them. Right? She said, I'm not that Kamala, I'm a new Kamala 2.0. In this version, if you misbehave, I ain't gonna just fire you, as you were saying earlier, I bust your head. So PNM balling, violence and whatever. Well, hear what? Jump ship and come over. If you're a minister and you do wrong, we go bust your head. That's the only time we go bust your head. Other than that, we ain't coming for you.
Yeah, but Richard, they talking about they taking that offensive, right? Mm-hmm. But the ex-prime minister.
Mm-hmm. No, I figured it out. We have to call Rowley the ex-prime minister. We have to call Stewart the 22 hours prime minister.
All right.
1 day prime minister. So the ex.
Right. This man insulted everybody, and they didn't have a problem.
Talk about women as golf courses. Yeah. And he referred to Kamala Pasabi as a then opposition leader in this derogatory manner, you know.
But that, they didn't have no problem.
No.
But they get their voice, and they have a problem, I go bust your head. And she not even referring to their side.
Right, and then they have PNM supporters inviting PNM people to run up in the house.
Yes. But
rape and kill and beat and so on.
But nobody you had to report that to the police, or the police supposed to see that video and go and
well, remember, there was a caller, and I advised the caller to write the commissioner of police. Maybe when we open the lines, we'll get some feedback from, because that's about 2 weeks now.
I think something should be done.
Yeah, as you said that, I was actually going to say with the current limited workers, if there's anybody who, of course, you know, if you are a current limited worker, you know, if you received a visa package, you would have signed for it, obviously. And you're seeing this in the papers now, and you will not want 200 farmer workers to get called. I think you should send a letter, get somebody to go with you down to the ministry building. I'm sure there is some system by which you could make an inquiry. You don't want to get left out. You don't want to get left behind.
Don't miss this train.
Yeah, I'm sure the process includes the Commissioner of Lands doing site visits and so on, but let's play things safe, all right? We don't want to have the headache. So I think all of you all should make some inquiries and get that ball rolling in your own favor, all right? Right, so we backed it. So she said, she cabinet, she go bust the head. If you misbehave, I not mixing matters. If you feel I'm not watching, if you feel you're getting away with things now that you get away with before, I busting head. So let's go with the second video. Kamala warns UNC. Let's go.
Budget consultations, stand your ground consultations are ongoing. And tonight, I'm warning some persons, you know who you are. You're already cavorting with the same crooked contractors and lawyers and PNM financiers and corrupt fake elite. Get yourselves out of that now, because I will come for you. I'll come for you, and I have the AG backing me up. I will come for you. Stop it. You have already forgotten the loyal rank and file UNC people. who worked hard to put you in office. Remember that. Remember that. First, you keep doing that and try to facilitate their continued corruption. I warn you, and I am not afraid. I will fire you, and I will ensure you face the courts. I will ensure we cannot replace one corrupt bunch and then Trump and follow suit. And that's why I ask you to understand we cannot complain about the ghosts in the CPAP. And then you are on our throats. You just want to replace those ghosts with your ghosts. It can't work like that. It must not work like that. It will not work like that. All will benefit. We have programs, we have plans. I give you the commitment today. I will ensure that the most vulnerable are taken care of first. That is my pledge to you tonight. The AG likes to say he will go to war with you. But if you continue that kind of behavior, patterning from the PNM, I am not going to war with you. I'll bust your head should you do it. I'll bust your head. The UNC rank and file, and I and many worked too hard to put us back into government. For some people to be now favoring the same corrupt, eat-a-food, fake elite. Lyman and Hyatt, Lyman some restaurant up in town, people who would never sit at the same table with you. You are now seen in Port of Spain, sitting at those tables. Learn your lessons. They will carry you, but they will not bring you back. Consider this as a warning. Consider this as a warning tonight. If you continue, I will publicly call you out one by one in front of the UNC membership.
So it is a warning to her own people.
Correct.
It is a warning to her own cabinet and a promise to her membership. I'm going to hold ourselves, my cabinet, accountable to you, answerable to you. I'm transparent, I'm equitable, and I'm fair. I'm going to see about the most vulnerable first. The people the PNM forgot and ignored. The people without land tenure. The people who being robbed. The aged persons. We went through that in the stand your ground discussion. The aged persons who are the victims of home invasions more than anybody else. The category, the disabled, the unwell, the sick. You know, not the elites, not the 1%, not the people who have millions and millions of dollars, not the people who have friends in the bank, and so on. This was a mother talking to her children, warning them, if you go out there and you embarrass me, I'll cut your tail.
Right.
How many times we get that? I might get it now. If you go out there and you embarrass me, I'll cut your tail.
Right.
Don't go there by the people's house and say, you want something to drink, you want something to eat, and you know, they go feel I will feed you. If you go out there and you thief or you steal or you in corrupt acts, I'll cut your tail. That's what she said.
Exactly.
That's what she said. Maybe if the PNM had that mentality, they wouldn't be how they is. Maybe the PNM people had that mentality, you wouldn't have a minister mounting platform and saying all the school children in fights is PNM people. Maybe if you had discipline in your house, the way we have discipline in our party, you wouldn't be getting on so in the streets, in your school uniform. Right? Maybe you wouldn't have so many corruption allegations. Maybe the DPP wouldn't be looking for you. Maybe a high court judge wouldn't be sending you to the DPP. So I am glad. I'm glad I had it in my house, and I'm glad we have it in politics. And the last video I have is another similar warning, and then that should open us to some conversation. Will be the last video, guys. The 14th of February. This is a little older, but more or less the same concept. And I wanted to spend some time on it, but I'll just only say that it's the same Kamala 2.0 talking. It's the same message. It's the same ideology. It's not the 2010 Kamala. It's not the 2010 party. It's not the 2010 cabinet. We're seeing a distinction. We're seeing different types of movements, and some things will take longer than others, of course. Some things will take longer, but I think what we have is somebody who, they made promises just 90 days ago. 90 days ago, they were coming with promises, and they've been delivering. All right, and the PNM could say what they want. They could say what they want. The PNM could, if you dress in emancipation wear and you attend the event, they go back to here. If you don't dress in emancipation wear and you attend the event, they go back to here. If you stand up by a steel pan and you play a little thing, they go back to here. If you don't play a little thing, they go back to here. Let me tell you, see that cry baby thing, nonsense. If they win the seat, they go complain. If they lost a seat, they go complain. I hear they're talking about why senators have office day. I didn't know senators have office day. Well, if you can represent your people, we could do it fair.
Yeah, but if a senator, if you go up for a particular district, constituency, right? You didn't win and they pull you in as a senator. You still have to represent the people that you were representing, or you make a pronouncement, all right, we'll be sending up our next candidate and this will be the shadow MP for the area. Yes, every party is entitled to have a shadow MP. You understand? Right? So, and imagine that, them complaining. The PNM is complaining about everything, you know, Exxon Mobil, send a deal with we, they complain. You know? No. Kamala says she's not increasing light bill, they complaining. What nonsense. Boy, here what's going on, eh? These people, they get in, they have a, you see that tabanka? A tabanka is a hard thing, eh? They have a serious political tabanka right now. It will take some years to get rid of it. Now, the next thing is you're talking about. Just now, before you start. Guys, the video with the lady, the one we're not playing, but you're just going to show it. Just let me know when you have it up, right? Go ahead. This thing about making pan compulsory in school, Penny no wake up? Yeah. And since I think 2012 or 2013, we've been saying that. I think Tim Gopi Singh said it even before that. In 2012. In 2012. Yes. There we go. Yes, I know. And it's something even I in school being involved in advocacy and so on. I say give students the option to play the instrument that they like. Who want piano? Have a piano. Yeah. Violin, flute, trumpet, pan, tassa, choice. Correct. Give them a choice. Correct. And we go down that road. Yeah, and you have skilled teachers. And you will employ music teachers. Yeah. Yeah. You understand? Music teachers will be employed. Yeah. So let me just do this last video. Yeah. And then we open the lines because they get no time to run in. Yeah, guys, just bring it up there. I'm sure people have seen this. I've been told I've been told by the staff at IBN that we cannot air the audio because it just sounds like a truck backing up. Beep, beep, beep. There's so much obscenity in the video. But guys, if you've seen it, and I'm sure you're aware of it, if you haven't seen it, take a look at it in your free time. Maybe when in the bathroom or something, I think it will help everything get flushed out. And the video is basically this lady attacking and ridiculing the newly appointed project manager of URP, Firoz Khan, Mr. Firoz Khan. The lady ridicules him, names him, calls him all sorts of names, curses him and so on. And her complaint, she has two complaints. It's PNM was allowing us to go home at 2 o'clock. Mr. Khan wants them to go home, stay until 4. And the second complaint is the ghost gang. The second complaint is there's people whose names are on the list who not getting paid. Well, first point is, if you're supposed to work until 4, you have to work until 4, lady. If you don't want to work at all, you do the video in the correct place, stay home, don't come to work. Exactly. You stay right there. We don't want people like you sending the wrong message to other workers who rarely come to work. If you don't want to work 8 to 4, if you have a problem and you want to go home 2 o'clock, don't even bother to come to work. Give the job, give the opening to somebody who really need it and who really want to work. That's the first answer to your first problem. The second answer to the ghost gangs
I don't care if it's a ghost, if it's a spirit, if it's a zombie, if it's a jinn, it don't matter. I take some salt, and if I see you in the road, I dash it on you. But the way you look like you could go away with some salt, some water or some salt. Because look at that stupidness you're talking about. If your name on the list and you're working, you would get paid.
Yes.
So if your complaint is people not getting paid, it's because they're not working. It is obviously because they're not working. So, but having said all of that, I don't know you personally. And the way you're looking, whatever.
Guys, next time we put enough pictures that say parental guidance and thing, viewer discretion required.
Yeah, but and if they play the voice and all to damage some people, But what I was gonna say was, I don't know you personally, but I feel you. If you have such a problem, come off TikTok. Come off TikTok. They look like you're gonna eat your phone by you, so close to your face. Come off TikTok. Put on your phone. I want you to visit the intelligent P&M lawyers. I want you to give them your complaint. Tell them to file a case for you. Tell them to bring up everybody. Tell them to sue everybody who you want to sue. Don't go on TikTok or God. It has no court of TikTok. It has no court of TikTok. It has courts. It has courts down the road, courts mega store, and then I have court in Port of Spain. Go to the court in Port of Spain. All right? And I want you to go by those intelligent lawyers in the P&M and get them to file a case for you. All right? And then me and you go bounce up. All right?
All right. Guys, well, here we're going on. We have about 15 minutes. You want to take a break quickly and come back and then we'll open the phone lines?
Let's do that, yeah.
Hold on. You see, we didn't play the video, so a lot of the speaking points I had. In the video, she threatened the life of Mr. Khan.
Don't make say that, man.
Yes, she threatens the life of Mr. Khan. And I want to say now, if anything should happen to Mr. Khan in the near future, the police need to hold this woman for immediate questioning. Immediate question. The way the crime is now. And then you have ministers being threatened. Minister Khadija Amin was in the news today saying, I am receiving threats, but it's not bothering me. I will continue to do my work. Because my prime minister tell me to do so. The prime minister call out local government, and she say if I don't do work, it's problems. So again, so Minister Khadija Amin says, again threatened from people. Of course, she's the line minister for URP. The URP project manager is being threatened as well in the video. And I think there's a serious concern. So I would think, yeah, I just got a message in the video. She says that Mr. Khan wants a head count of all who come to work. So that goes to the point of, well, if you didn't come to work, you would not have gotten paid. Those are all right moves. Those are all correct things. So anyway, back to the threat. If you threaten somebody, you need to be able to stand the consequences. Threats to life can be investigated and prosecuted by the police and, of course, by the DPP. So I think that is a serious issue. And like I said, if something happens to Mr. Khan in the near future, I think that lady is due for some questions. But more than that, the threats by itself, you raised that issue earlier about the woman who said, run up in the house. That video was a little age. I think it should still receive attention. But this one is new. This one is new. And you see this trend? See this trend where people calling for people's head? You see this trend where people giving open invitation to kill a certain kind of person in this country? That has to come to an end. And I think the DPP should look into it.
I agree with you. All right, guys, let's take the break quickly and we'll open the phone lines.
Introducing the finest selection from premium deli and meats. Savor the bold flavors of beef salami, beef pepperoni, and chicken ham. Indulge in our diced beef bacon and perfectly sliced beef bacon. Explore the rich taste of smoked beef and tender roast beef. Treat yourself to our juicy jumbo chicken hot dogs and beef hot dogs. Top it all off with the delicate flavors of smoked turkey breast and our premium whole turkey, all halal certified for your trust. Delivered to you by Chill Foods, premium deli and meats, excellence in every bite.
the power. To shatter the strongest. Conquer the indestructible with Ronex's collection of angle grinders.
Chic Leisure Limited, making life easier. Our renowned great tasting vermicelli comes pre-cut in regular and parch, packaged to make preparation simple. Attention all doubles vendors and roti makers, try our high quality pre-sifted bromate free all-purpose and whole wheat flour, low price and conveniently packaged. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Chic Leisure Limited, Warrenville, Conopia. Chic Leisure Limited, quality you can trust.
At Extra Foods, we care for you. That's why we always have the widest varieties, the best prices, spacious aisles of total convenience, plus clean, safe surroundings. Let us care for you. Extra Foods, always extra for less.
Welcome back, folks. Guys, we could put the phone lines on so we could give our viewers a chance to call. I'd just like to let you all know Brilliant will be open tomorrow. So come down, get your lamb, your Alfredo burgers, lamb burger, beef burger, whatsoever. You know your favorite on whether it was Friday, so you're getting it from Tuesday now. Easy parking, safe environment, 2 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. While we're waiting on the calls, I just want to say a shout out to one of my co-workers who I used to work with in Wasas. He sent me a message from Orlando. Mr. Faizul Bash. How are you, sir, and the family? And a guy called me yesterday also. After 45 years, around 45 years, a friend of mine, David, from Montrose. David, nice to hear from you, man. I'll probably check you one day soon. Okay, we have a caller on the line. Hello, good night, caller. Hello?
Yeah, good night. I'm trying to get on the program.
Yes, sir, you're live. Go ahead.
Okay, I saw in the news today that President Trump is using the National Guard to assist the police in Washington, D.C. to curb crime, rapid crime. Couldn't our government use the regiment to assist the police in the same fight against crime? Thank you.
I think the regiment, from what I heard, had one set of uniform. And they recently got more uniforms.
Yes, I know they recently got more money for uniforms, yeah.
I think...
No, uniforms.
Right, so if it's one uniform, we can't put them on the road too much because where they go the next day? So we had to supply them with the quantity of uniforms so that they can perform their job efficiently and effectively. So people will know when regiment passing. We don't want them in plain clothes.
Correct.
Right, so that is it. What else we supposed to touch on tonight, Richard?
I'm good. I think we could open the phone lines. I have another video, but I think the callers are coming in because we have some calls on it.
All right, we have a next call. Hello, good night, caller. Hello?
Yeah, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Hello, walaikum salam.
Mr. Richard and Mr. Nazim.
Yes, sir.
I was listening to your program every Wednesday.
Thank you.
And I feel like you put a dinosaur just on the program.
A what?
A dinosaur.
Which part we put the dinosaur?
The last video is a dinosaur.
Oh, how you could say that, boy? You insulted the dinosaur.
But I can't remember the last day. I see a human being and I an old man.
All right. Let me go much further with that, right?
All right. Thanks.
Okay, cool, man. I wanted to touch on something that one of these politicians said again, but trying to remember, so much thing happening every day.
Which side? Which side of the aisle?
PNM, you know me. You know which side are you on?
Well, the DJ boy talk. We didn't hear from Stuart in a while.
Oh,
from Foster.
I now get a message. somebody tell me, I don't know if it's true, it is alleged that Stewart somewhere in Florida, Orlando, Miami. That is what I don't know.
So he
accent.
So he in Miami for all the PNM meeting?
It looks so. It looks so. That is the information I got, that he's somewhere shopping.
He living his life.
In some part of the world.
First time in his life, he can't fix a problem with daddy money. Right. First time.
Hello, good night, caller. Hello?
Yeah, good night.
Good night. Go ahead, caller.
Yes, that's what I'm really concerned about, the hospital boy.
Yeah.
I went with a friend. He spent a whole half night in Arima Hospital, and then only to be told she had to go in Mount Hope. And we have a brand new hospital in Arima. Why are they sending the majority of people to Mount Hope, which is already crowded? And yesterday, I remained nearly whole day with her, didn't see a doctor. Until the evening, I was planning to use the washroom, boy. And every washroom I went by, all the doors was locked. That's about 6 o'clock nearly, right? Mm-hmm. And I had her bag and my bag, and then looking for a washroom to use, I needed urgently. When I did find one opposite the cafeteria, when I went in, the whole ground was wet. I couldn't access. I was open 2 bags on the ground. I came outside and see this young gentleman. I said, sir, but I recognize you. You look so young that what on TV, something wrong with my TV. Oh. Because what I saw was reality. Very, very handsome and young person. I said, sir, could I leave my bag here? I was using washroom. And he was so polite. He said, okay, yes.
Yeah,
and he took my bag and put it on a chair. And he alone washed my bag. And I appreciate the way, not but what he did, but how he do it, genuinely of a concern for me, and safeguard my 2 bags till I come up from the washroom. Sir, I thank you very much.
Not a problem, man. Not a problem.
And you are much more handsome than I'm seen on TV.
Okay. Cool, man.
God bless you. God bless you.
Yeah, you too, man. I remember the gentleman yesterday. I went in the pharmacy, and I met him, and he asked me to watch his bags while he go to use the washroom. And, that wasn't no big thing, really. I will do that for anybody. Mm-hmm. So that's how I am.
Yeah, before we take the next caller, we shouted out Asha Simmons before on the show. She probably tuned in a bit late today because we did address this earlier. First item, she wants an update on Brother Inchen. So the update that we gave earlier in the show was that he's resting well. We were just with him just before the show started. We're supposed to meet with him right after as well. He's resting. He's recovering. He got the blood and stuff.
Yes, and again, I want to thank everyone who donated. And we want you to continue praying for him. And as it stands now, as Richard rightfully said, he's resting comfortably at this time.
And we of course invite everybody to make dua and pray in your own way for him.
Yeah, that will be well appreciated. Now, so where we heading, Richard, for the next rendezvous?
You and I have an arrangement on. Oh, see, have to the caller.
See, before you spill the beans. Hello, good night, caller.
Hi, good night.
Hello.
Yeah, good night.
Good night.
Yeah, I have a problem in Rabindranath Street in Kelly Village.
Rabindranath Street?
Street in Kelly Village.
I think I know that. That is where it has some people that sell coconut and thing by the Chinese supermarket as you pass that going east on your right-hand side.
Yeah, on the right-hand side. Now, we have a wasser problem that I called them about. I'm tired calling them, and I'm not getting any interest, right? We have in the roadway, a pipe burst, right? And all the water is just running in by me, running down in the drain, running in the fence, and I am calling wasser. I mean, in the past few days, all they giving me is reference number and all that kind of thing, and up to now, I cannot get any interest.
All right, we'll highlight it for you, Rabindranath Street, Kelly Village. Wasa, could you attend to that leak, please? a show by tomorrow, you should get that rectified.
Okay then, thank you.
Hello, good night, caller.
Yes, good night.
Good night.
With regards to the board at CAL, I'm disappointed that the Prime Minister, Mrs. Kamala Prasad, give them 2 years to get the act in order. In fully developed countries, they're only allowed between 3 months to 6 months. Or sometimes they get fired immediately. But if they're given a chance, they'll be given 3 months to 6 months, otherwise ship out. She had to think it over. 2 years is too much. They might make double rubbish inside there.
Yeah,
So
caller.
think about that.
I agree with you, caller. In fully developed countries, 3 to 6 months is appropriate. But thanks to the PNM and CAL, CAL is not in anywhere near to being profitable. Thanks to the PNM and their mismanagement of CAL. I mean, if you don't know, CAL is supposed to be under Ministry of Works and Transport on the PNM days. They move it under finance because everything he touches crumbles. Everything he touches turns to dust, and he had CAL, and CAL was not profitable. So for 10 years, it was in that position. So I agree with you, caller. In fully developed countries, because of the PNM, we are not a fully developed country, and far less for CAL. It's nowhere near to being profitable because of the PNM. So I agree with you. If we were fully developed, 3 to 6 months would have solved the problem.
All right, we will stay with you 2 years for that.
Yeah. Take the next
Hello,
caller.
good night, caller.
Good night. I'm calling from Tobago.
Yes, go ahead, Tobago.
Yes, how are you all? Everything okay?
Well, fine for now, and yourself.
Well, I not too fine. I still waiting for the Tobago chenet that we talk about, and the crab and dumpling.
All right.
Well, you'll have to come to Tobago to get us. You can't get it in Trinidad.
We could send it with Carl.
No, watch out you is.
No.
I come and you pick me up in the airport.
I have no transport.
Well, then I'll come by boat then and come with the car. I will pick you up by the airport then.
Right. Right. What I called to find out, I heard Gatsby Dolly said that the government, the PNM government, built 21 schools, but she never said where those schools are. I would like to find out, if you all could find out, where the schools are.
I think that might be some ghost school, eh?
We talked about that, we did talk about it.
I myself,
off the show.
I have never heard about it.
I was when we went on the break, I was asking Richard that same question. Where are these 21 schools?
Right.
Yeah. And even in her own constituency, she asking when her own schools in her constituency going to be repaired. Like if she wasn't the MP for 10 years.
So I wanted to know where, it seems as though she's getting delusional. I don't know. Because the makeup not even fitting her now.
Oh my God.
And when I heard about the 21 school, I said, but it's the first time I'm hearing about this.
Now, well, just now you'll see her without makeup because the money gets smaller now, you know.
God.
No, well, she didn't have on any makeup. Right. And now you're seeing the beauty.
Okay. All right, caller.
Thanks, caller.
Okay, you take care.
All right.
Okay,
you have
bye-bye.
a good night.
Yeah, you too.
All right, Richard. Gali. And where Camille Robinson rages?
Missing in action.
Oh, she on leave. Hello, good night, caller. Hello.
Uncle Nazem, good night, brother.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, caller.
Before I even begin, I also want to say good night to Uncle Inchan and let him know that he's always in my prayer. Okay?
Thank you.
Sure.
Much appreciated.
Okay, so first of all, I say kudos to the Prime Minister and how fiery she was on Monday night. I thoroughly enjoy the fact that they are coming to the population and giving us up-to-date information. That accountability is greatly appreciated. However, I were the Prime Minister, I would not give anybody a chance. I would let them have it one time.
One strike and you're out.
No, exactly. One strike and you're out. Because these things tend to fester.
Yeah.
And you don't want to give anybody, there's too much at stake. So she needs to get rid. The fact that from what she said, I interpreted more than one person's. And therefore she needs to get rid of them. One. Secondly, I cannot tell you how overjoyed I am those farmers finally gotten their land. I am very familiar with that situation, and I can tell you many farmers have passed away because it's so long. Many committed suicide because of the financial
hardship.
I remember all that sweet deal that the unit trust. I mean, those farmers went through hell. So I am very, very happy for them. And I am praying that all the farmers get what is rightfully theirs. Right? Because more than these. So, gentlemen, thank you. Have a good night, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to share these few words.
Yeah, you have a safe night too.
Good night. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, caller.
Camry Limited workers and true deserve.
Yeah, and I think there needs to be an avenue for their children to inherit what they would have gotten had the leases been given out properly. And there needs to be an avenue by which that title can be transferred into the children's names. And I also think there needs to be another layer. If a child or an heir or an next of kin cannot be found and there is an occupier of the land using the land for agricultural purpose, and then we could regularize that person. All right? If you're using it to build big apartment building and not that.
Farming.
If it's being utilized for agricultural purposes, because in some instances what they did was they sold what they didn't have.
Yes.
And the person who has it continued to pay the rent, the little peppercorn rent, continue to pay the rent, have their receipts, and utilize the land for agricultural purposes. In those circumstances where they may not have been directly a VSEP worker or related to a currently limited worker and a VSEP package holder, but they're not connected to that person, I think because they are producing, because ultimately they are using the land for its object and purpose, I think they could be regularized. Let's take the next caller.
Hello, good night, caller.
I'm surprised Justin didn't copy.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, caller.
Yeah, what's a pipeline? I live at Marcus and Joseph Wharf Trade, pole 54. And the water, the line burst, and all my whole land, my whole house, and the floor, water coming in. And I like water to come and fix that pipeline.
What area?
That is Marcus St. Joseph. I know Wharf Trace. Wharf Trace is right on the hill by Poolside Garden.
Yeah, right. Pole 54.
Right, that's inside by Budu?
Yeah, Budu, the massage man.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Pole 54. Every time I water in the line, my whole yard wet up because the pipe burst, and about almost a year now, I complain about that, and nobody come and fix it.
All right, well, caller, your complaint was heard on the air.
So just now, so the line burst now.
When water in the line, the water that's coming in the yard.
So you on a schedule?
Yeah, I reported it, and no one is following on their affairs.
But do you have a complaint number?
Light pole 54.
54.
Wharf Trace, Marcus St. Joseph.
But do you have a complaint number?
A reference number with the complaint. Did they give you a reference number?
They give me that, and I put that away because...
No, I just want to know that you have one. Okay, thanks.
No,
it'll be easier. It'll be easier to find the complaint that way.
Them know call them know I reported that several times and nobody come in.
All right, caller. We will see what effort we could make to get that rectified for you.
Okay then.
All right.
Yeah,
thanks, man. Cool.
Okay.
It's in 454 or 54.
Lampole 54.
Okay.
Marcus St. Joseph.
Yeah, I have the Wharf Trace already.
Right,
Yeah, once you have the complaint number, it should be easy.
But that is good. Richard, I watching the time, 9:36, and I see Justin getting kind of a little vexed, and I don't like to see Justin vexed.
You can't see he vexed at all.
Justin
We're not like
muscles the start to swell when he getting vexed.
Yeah.
So, folks, it has reached the time when time flies so fast, especially when you're enjoying it. So.
And I always enjoy your company.
Same here. So, folks, we hope you had an informative program tonight. I just want to wish you all a safe night, and those who are driving, Accidents, too much accidents. All you be safe on the road, please. So don't forget, Brilliant opening tomorrow at 2 to 9 p.m. We'll see you there. Richard?
Good night, everyone. Thanks for tuning in again. We are always available on Facebook for rerun and YouTube, and we re-air on IBN on Saturdays from 9 p.m. Tune in next week for another live episode of Breaking Barriers. I am one of your hosts, Richard Jagasa, and this is Uncle Ishmael.
See?